What is good? Fuck, good. Everyone. Shubes here. This is so scuffed.
Emergency lazy 奴らは crazy in the town うちにこもってゴロゴロゴロゴロと堕落の夜に絡みついたルールール放つ言葉ルールール腐っていた理論も常識も意味を持たない都会にさようなら引きこもる絶対チャンス俺の私だけの檻の中で聞き殺してるんだ俺の私の願い君に染まるまで
What's good, everyone? Shubes here. Today we'll be doing a little review of the new POM Durock linear switches in comparison to many of the popular switches available in the market. This switch is one of the newer Durock switches that is not another simple recolor and is the first of the Durock manufactured line of switches with a full POM housing, both top and bottom, and a new mystery plastic material stem. The switches up for comparison today are the Lubed Creams, Gateron Black Ink V2s, Gateron Yellows, Turquoise Tealios, which are just turquoise colored Tealios, Lavenders, and Alpaca V2s. I'll put the construction of each of the switches on the... I'll just edit them in so you'll be reading them just for your reference. Out of all these switches, the POM Durocks are the most similar to the Lubed Creams as they both feature POM housings, although the stem is different on the POM Durocks. It uses a mystery construction materials, while the Lubed Creams uses a POM stem as well. So now let's take a closer look at the stems. These are linear switches, so there's no real bumps to compare, but looking at the stem pole, every stem besides the Creams and POM Durocks are pretty much similar in length, while the POM Durocks and Creams have a longer pole. In my opinion, the Durocks with its housing feels as though there's the least amount of travel before bottoming out of all these switches, and the hardest or loudest topping out sound as well. So now let's take a look at the stem wobble and how tight the stem housing is. So the POM Durocks are very tight. There is virtually no wobble at all. The Gateron Black Inks, oh, my lighting is so bad. The Gateron Black Inks has a noticeable amount of wobble. Alpaca V2s, same as Durock, as the Durock POMs. There's basically little to no wobble. Lavenders, little to no wobble. These are all manufactured by Durock/JWK with the new V2 housing, so that's why. The Creams have a considerable amount of wobble, the Yellows as well, and the Tealios as well. So these three have a very good tight housing and very little wobble. I would say that you really don't need to film if you don't have any, but I am still going to film them anyways, cause hail Deskies. Now let's take a look at the sound test for these switches. Like usual, I'll do the switches in stock form first and then lubed and filmed second. Each switch will be in the Z position, as the position of the switches on the board affects the sound, and just be mindful that this is not a 100% accurate representation of the switch since everybody's keyboard case, desk, and room acoustics are different. As for my case, I'm using the Mode 80 with all gaskets installed on a aluminum plate, and my keycaps are made by GMK and is ABS plastic. In terms of smoothness for these switches based on after lubing, in my opinion of course, this is how I would rank them in terms of buttery smooth and saltine cracker scratchy. The Alpacas are noticeably smoother than the rest and perform superbly well in its stock form as it comes pre-lubed. Tealios are extremely smooth as well. The Lavenders, like the Alpacas, are very smooth lubed and stock as it comes pre-lubed, but due to the nylon housing, I think it falls a little short compared to the Tealios and the Alpacas. Gateron black inks are a hit or miss currently, as some batches can be smooth while others are not, but the ones I have are good and they fall right in the middle. The Durock palms are definitely scratchier than its other JWK brothers, with Gateron yellows being somewhat the same smoothness as them, and Lubed Creams still stand at the very top of this of the scratch food chain. In terms of the sound profile of these switches, I find this is my personal opinion from what I'm hearing, but I find the Gateron black inks to be the deepest and has a very unique sound signature. It's probably why I use inks as my main switch and I find it to be my favorite, but it's all personal preference of course. The Durock palms are very close though and are very deep for a JWK. Like it really surprised me. I find it deeper than the Lavenders, which are supposed to be also a deep JWK with its nylon housing, but I think that the palm housing for these are doing some work, or it might even be the mystery plastic stem as well. Creams are like in the middle. I found them to be similar sounding to the Gateron milk yellows. And Alpacas, the V2s are noticeably deeper than the V1s. If this was V1, I would actually put it right here. It'd be the clackiest of the bunch, but I find that the V2 housing, since it's so tight, maybe, it makes it sound a lot deeper, and the Tealios out of all of them sounds the clackiest to me. In terms of pricing, the Tealios are the most expensive, coming in at a whopping $1.10 for the turquoise version, or $1 for the regular color. The inks are 75 cents per switch. POM Durocks run around 70 cents per switch. Both Lavenders and Creams are 65 cents per switch. Alpacas run around 55 cents per switch, and Gateron yellows are around 24 cents. I wouldn't call the POM Durocks a great value, but I do think that it outperforms the Creams, which is the most similar to it, while having a very unique sound signature at that. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to what type of sound and level of smoothness that you want in your linear switch. If you really want value, Milky Top yellows are honestly the no-brainer choice, and Alpacas offer crazy smoothness for it's cheaper price than the rest of these. And for Tealios, well, if it's good. I mean, it's good, but it's really only if you're balling like that and are willing to drop $1 per switch. Overall, I think that the Durock POM switches are a great switch that is different from the other linears in the market. I would recommend it to those that want a deeper sounding linear with decent smoothness. Anyways guys, I just want to say that I really appreciate the support. We just hit 400 subs and I'm very grateful. More comedy videos as well as some crazy switch videos on the way soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.